Welcome back, this is MDawg. We are playing on Captain Santiago and currently fishing at Belaya, 73.48, 73.49, somewhere in there. And we're trying to catch some of these rough. It's nighttime, you know, sometimes it's just good to have a fish to go for in the evening. Still getting a few points in bottom fishing here and there. But more importantly, we're at least making a run at a cafe order. But because they have to be so big, I don't think we're going to hit it, from what I can tell. To be fair, it doesn't look like we're really going to hit any cafe orders unless we go for Bleak. We could do in the morning. We could go finally test that Bleak spot. I have flies, so we could at least test it on fly, see how good of a bite rate it is on fly. I also was fishing in basically this spot for the some of the previous day, and as you can see, we did okay on spin fishing. A couple of marker brown trouts. We actually had a weekly humpback whitefish, and a lot of what we were using was a Hornet 1006. With the spiker mixed in as well. So I might show you a little bit of that once it's daytime. Like I tend to do recently on this Captain Santiago account, I just kind of fish for a little while, figure out what's working, what feels worthwhile to talk about, and then find some space to make a little video. So that's what we're trying to do here. Pretty good size rough. We're actually catching some pretty nice rough. We're just no chance we're going to get enough of those real big ones, right? We haven't even hit one yet. For fish cafe, for fish market, let's just say, yeah, we're already 121 silver. If we go just rough, we're at 24, and for the spin fishing, we're at 96. But even without cafes, when things are biting pretty good here. At Belaya, you can just make some really nice silver and pretty quickly too, so always appreciate that about this map. And look at this rough bite rate. I'm definitely used to the rough being more active on the other side of the river, but this is just kind of showing me that even fishing on the eastern side of the island, rough can be pretty nice over here. Because, yeah, back kind of behind the fish marketplace over there is often where we're catching rough. All right, let's go ahead and I wanted to look at something really quick. I don't remember if it was the last video. Certainly in recent videos, we'll have, how can I join your Discord? Just go to Twitch chat, MDawg Gaming, and type !Discord. It's a good way to get in there. And let's see. There were some good suggestions somebody had. It'd be fun if you had an in-game goal like catching a basking shark. Yeah, we'll just have to kind of see how we go. HSV, then gold 60s is the way to go. If you ask me, then go for big setups. Yeah, so that's a really interesting take. That's what I was wanting to talk about. A lot of the comments recently have been about, so what's your game plan? Like, some people were suggesting maybe don't do bream because you're making so much silver on these crucian gibble spots, like, that's already making more than you'll make in most bream spots. But I still think it's worth doing bream, if for no other reason because, wow, we really messed this one up. Let's just recast it. By the way, this is the only one I have red worms on. We're at 12-meter clip here at 73.48, 73.49. Where I was spin fishing was actually just like right here, just right next to it. So that's how close. But I actually still want to do the bream fishing, if for no other reason, it gives us something to fish for while we are leveling up the bait harvesting. So, for example, I made a bunch of pearl barley, and because of all the digging and the pearl barley that we've crafted, we now are at the point where we can make sweet dough and semolina. We just kind of want to do that dance of working our way up bait harvesting. And when we're having good fishing sessions, like I'm trying to keep us over, let's just say over 1,500 silver at this point. So we want to keep the silver, but still spend some of the profits we're making to level up bait harvesting. Because like, I think my next goal now that we got bottom fishing to classic hair rig, I think my next goal is to get harvesting baits to the point where we can do fish fillet, which is 60%. So that's quite a ways, but I just want to kind of always either on while I'm filming or after I film, I just kind of want to always be working on that. All right, let's catch a couple more. I wanted to show you, I'm remembering now that we didn't actually make pearl barley. I didn't actually make it on a video. I did it off. I didn't record that part. So I'm just going to show you, like, in case you've never seen this before, you know, so we did all the digging, we made bread so that we could get high enough level in bait harvesting so we could start making pearl barley. The freshwater crayfish, that's cool. And so then you hit N, you know, we've already done this with bread. We kind of skip potatoes, but then we go to pearl barley. You just got to have at least one bag of pearl barley. You make it. And if you're lucky, can't believe we just failed it. That is so frustrating. But if you're lucky, not only do you get the bait, which at this point we have 1,500 pearl barley, but I love pearl barley. Pearl barley is such a good bait. So I knew I wanted to make a lot of it, even if we kind of out-leveled. So at this point, we really could be... making semolina already, but we still need to make sweet dough because I do want to have some sweet dough. So we'll make some sweet dough. And again, I probably won't do this all right now. Hopefully you keep making it, and every once in a while you'll get a point in bait harvesting. So now we're up to 30.2, and the higher we go, the more things we can make. We also can start making semolina, but again, I want to have sweet dough. I wouldn't say I want as much sweet dough as pearl barley. In fact, I might even make a little bit more pearl barley, and then we'll make maybe like 500 to 600 sweet dough. It seems like a good amount. And then wherever that leaves us, we'll then make a bunch of semolina, and then we'll just kind of go from there. All right, let's do a little bit of spin fishing. I wanted to show you this spot for spin fishing, and then we'll go test the, can't believe I'm saying this, but we're going to go test the bleak here one more time. All right, so this was probably my favorite, the Hornet 1006, about 20 retrieval speed. Let's see if we can find a fish or two here. Just kind of casting mostly straight east. A little bit of speed up every once in a while, but a lot of the fish I caught, I was just kind of pausing and then retrieving. You don't have to do speed up that much. So anyway, in ours perspective of going HSV, Outdoors 8's perspective going HSV and then gold 60s. And the reason why he's saying gold 60s, of course, is you want some sort of 6,000 reel to be able to use at copper. But then NR was like, are you sure you want to invest in the HSVs? It can't be used at Copper Lake. But for me, at least 2 HSVs are no-brainer, because those 2 HSVs I can then use for trolling at different maps. And so not only can I fish for carp at most maps other than copper, but I can also, I guess it's 6 a.m. It's like these fish haven't woken up yet. I can also use it for trolling, in other words, spin fishing. So it's true that you can't use HSVs at copper, but you can use them everywhere else, and they're just a really good all-purpose spinning reel. I just really like HSVs. So copper coming out does not make me less likely to buy HSVs. It's just, you know, it's something else to consider as you're trying to put a game plan together. But at the end of the day, I still think I end up getting HSVs, I think. Now, we haven't actually gotten to that point yet, but I assume that that is the case, the way I'm thinking about it right now. Somebody else was suggesting vanilla on those carps. They were talking about basically strawberry vanilla corn. They were doing pretty well on the Crucian Gibble trophies. But the only problem is, like, we don't have pop-up rigs available yet. Now, once we get to 50%, we can use inline and snowman. So technically snowman rig does let us do corn, but you can't do like double pop-up like you can with the pop-up rig. So it's still a little limiting. And right now all we can do is the sinking, because that's what we have. There's another nice Arctic. One thing I like about this spot right now with this lure especially, we're getting an occasional Arctic, not only regular grayling and brown trout, but occasional Arctic. So it's just a nice combination of species that are coming out in this spot, at least with the green hunter. The Spiker 18 seemed like it was doing okay, but I really liked this green hunter the most here right now, of what I've tried at least. Alright, let's see. It's at least a decent one. What I like about this spot right now is that a lot of times these grayling and brown trout and other fish, any grayling over a kilo, by the way, is really nice. A lot of them are hitting like right towards the end, close to the shore. Sometimes you get to see them hit, but you at least have that good shot of catching something all the way into the standing, to the standing point. So it's just nice. You don't feel like the only chance of catching something is in the beginning of the cast when it's first hitting the water. But if I cast straight east, kind of like I did this time, so the current's taking the lure north of here, downstream, I am doing speed up a good bit because I don't want it to go all the way to the side. I want to get it in pretty quickly. Let's cast it one more time here, and then we'll go check out the Bleak real quick before we wrap it up. That was small fish, but fast bite. I know there's a really nice Bleak spot at Mosquito based on the reports that I'm seeing on Fly as well. So I may try that next time around, especially if there's cafe order to back it up. But for now, let's just test to see. Well, we'll make sure that Bleak order is still active here. But if it is, let's just see if we can actually catch Bleak here at Belaya. We've tried it before and it's not been good, but we didn't have flies last time. Flies are available at Oldberg, the cheap auction, the cheap selection of flies. So if you go to Oldberg, you may want to pick up a few flies if you're planning on trying to do some Bleak cafe orders. It can be a really nice bait for Bleak. All right, let's see what size hook are we using? 20. I don't know. Guess we can try 20, but we're gonna switch it to fly. And we'll go from there. All right, so we have We ended up with only one rough big enough. So you just have to be really committed to the rough to try to hit that. We did have one chub, but we're not going to get all three. That's fine. So 6 over 35. Let's see if we can do that relatively quickly. By the way, that cafe, yeah, we had a small crayfish. You're going right up here. I think it is this spot here, although it is worth me making sure since we have had some difficulty finding the bite rate on other baits at least. Yeah, 71, 61, and 40 to 50%, 18 centimeter cast. So that would be here. So let's see if we can get, well, we need 6 that are 35. That's 21. Should be doable, but let's see. The long cast. If we're meant to do 40 to 50%, I probably need to shorten that up a little bit. Yeah, I may have to throw 2 out here. We'll put one on like either a 22 or a 24 hook. And then this one. And I think we just want to not cast it quite as far. I think I need to like truly cast it more like 50%. Use this one. These are 2 very different. All right, I also need to pull one off of here. That's 24. It's not a bad option. We could do 22 though. All right. 22. Once again, we're going to go fly. And I don't know. I'm just curious, like, do these people have points that are saying to cast it so short? Their 40 to 50% cast really as short as mine? Maybe it is. That's a perch or something. Let's go, or no, a roach. Let's go 24 hook for a second. Let's just see if we can. Once again, that's a bleak. Once again, we're just struggling a little bit. Did you see that was 1 gram off, by the way? Struggling a little bit to find the bite rate. So I guess the weight of the float might also matter on how far the cast is. Things I don't think about. And these are really our only 2 floats. We don't want to use bamboo. But even with fly, the bite rate is just too slow. To me. There are such good bleak spots in this game. But right now, this does not appear to be one of them. At least for me. Every time I see someone fishing here, it seems like they are often using sandwich bait. Not every time, but recently. So I'm starting to wonder if that's the key. All right, let's sell fish here. And let's just go check. I know winding or mosquito, we could just go crush some bleak for a couple minutes. All right, fish market, 193 silver. Very good. We want to, I know I was talking about leveling up our bait harvesting, but I actually want to wait until we're at Old Burg. The cheapest groceries are at Old Burg, so we want to wait till there. We'll buy some more groceries. So you can even get flies here right now. Even at Belaya, you can get flies. That's great. Okay, so I think that we've got 2 bleak orders. I think Mosquito's going to be the winner, 71.38. At some point we need to splurge and just get a third float rod, because especially like in situations like this where there is no current, it's almost a no-brainer to fish off 3 float instead of just 2. But for now we'll just make this work. I kind of do want to do maybe size 20. It looks like this spot is so healthy that we could try to sit on like some of the larger bleak. All right, we're going all the way to, I think it's 7138. Can't be 7138, can it? No, 7178. Right over the stuff in the water. It's gonna be right here. Yeah. All right, so let's see here. I sort of want 20s. I want to see what the bite rate's like here with 20. We're trying to cast it just over the stuff. 20. Fly. It might be hard to see this float, so let's use this one. There we go. And then maybe we put... Actually, maybe we put bloodworms on, just cast it out here. Should occasionally have a bite here. Alright, there we go. Bleak number 1. Love it. Nice healthy size. What we're looking for. Alright. Fishing with flies here. A very small chance that I guess we could catch like a frog, but mostly I think we're gonna see bleak. I'm not liking the way this float is sitting. I like it on the current or in some spots, but this spot not really doing it for me. And again, you know, if you look at this bite rate, it's good, but it's not so crazy that you couldn't have 3 out. I think 3 would be fine. And remember, we're using size 20 hooks, so we are slowing the bite rate down just a little bit, but we're trying to hit larger bleak. I wonder if some of these fish, like I do think there's a chance you could hit a roach on fly. But I mean, in the sense you can basically catch roach on everything. There's another 55. Every bleak so far has been a healthy size. Another one. 79. Wow. This is great. We're even catching bleak off the bottom. Oh shoot, we need to clip it much shorter than that. Did I wait too long? I think I did. $43. I just want to see how long does it take to catch a non-marker on a size 20 hook. I just want to see how that ends up playing out. Oh, come on. $42 pretty small. There we go. It finally happened. 29 gram bleak on a size 20 hook. I'd say for the most part, let's look at time of day. This is one of the slower times of day, least healthy times of day probably for bleak. Alright, so let's see if we can get to this one in time. Oh, we did. Oh, another small one. We may be able to do both cafe orders pretty comfortably. At least that's the hope here. This is I really like bleak fishing, especially with no current, and when it just feels like, you know, we're catching such good sized bleak on average. Ooh, our first roach on a fly. It can happen. Alright, I mean, I know we've well past our float fishing percentage with bottom points now, but where are we? Floats at 26, bottom 44, spin 17. We're doing a pretty good job. Kind of keeping up with everything, at least to a little degree. Little roach. I mean, I guess there are occasionally, or pretty often, those, especially here at Mosquito, those really small roach orders, cafe orders, so Not the worst thing to be pulling a few roach. If you sat here all day, you'd probably have enough for a cafe order. Wondering if that was going to be a frog there, the way that went down so fast, but just another bleak. Alright, so what are we looking at weight-wise? Bleak, 79, 6 at 50. I think we are already good on the orders. I think I might just go a little bit longer since we're right here at the end of the day. We could see a few more decent ones come in, but how many flies are we at? So we're about to be at 65 flies. I think I started at 90. Pretty sure I bought 3 batches of 30. And they're about 10 cents a piece. But, oh god, missed it. But for, you know, if you catch 30 or close to 30 bleak on that one batch of flies, you're going to make way more than 10 silver. So it is a little bit of an expensive bait compared to some others, but you're still way into the profit. And flies are often just a really, really effective bleak bait. Come on, you know you want to take it again. There you go. Oh! We're closing in on level 16, which means Corey will be open. So when we get to the point of making cottage cheese dough, we at least will have that option of going to Corey and getting the ingredients. We're probably a ways away from having our trolling setups for Corey available. I still don't for sure know what that's going to look like. If Belaya gets stronger with spin fishing, you know, we could... Oh, it's a frog. I wonder if both of them were frogs. I don't know. They both went down immediately. It was so fast. Anyway, I don't know. It's just hard to know if you want to troll Corey right when you hit the level of going to Corey, then you have to start with like smaller reels. First of all, it's probably all you've saved enough silver to purchase, but also some of the bigger ones you can't use at such a low level. So it's just kind of a catch-22. I just don't know when I actually want to try to be set up for trolling Corey. But it's nice to have the map unlocked, so we at least have options. These days, there's so many species of fish on Corey. It's just a bigger map. And there's times that float fishing is really good there as well, so... I like getting a little bleak off the bottom every once in a while. Oh man, we are doing really well on the bleak. So this will put us way over 200 silver for this episode alone. So even though we haven't been doing a ton of crucian gibbles, we've already had just another really good session of fishing here, and also just getting in some variety. Not just the one thing is nice. Healthy. You could, especially if you had three rods, you could catch so many fish an hour here. Oh, that's a frog. Gotta be a frog, right? Oh no, it's not even a frog, it's a chub. You could tell it wasn't a bleak though, it didn't go straight down. If that had been on line 1, by the way, oh, we're so lucky that fish just bounced off. I think that was another chub. So this might be the weakness of this. We probably don't want to use really thin line because of the chub. It seems like as we get close to nighttime here, the chub have suddenly activated. They will occasionally go for the fly, and we just have such a light line on this first rod that we could really get ourselves into a place that we don't want to be. Yeah, I still don't have any answers. I appreciate all of the comments and thoughts that people had on another chub. Yeah, you're gonna have to be really careful here with small line at night. In fact, I think we're gonna be a little smart here and just say that is good. All right, let's go ahead and take the fast route back to town here. Hopefully we can get both of these. I don't remember the higher level Bleak one, but hopefully we can get both of them done. I don't know. We'll find out in a second. We'll take what we can get, I guess. But all right, the larger one. Oh yeah, this is just 6 Bleak, 47 silver. $7 silver. All right, and then the non-markers, which we didn't catch. So that is over 65 silver. By the way, look at these 2 loach orders. Over 65 silver. That is crazy. Another 51. So we just did a real quick, see what I mean? If we stuck there a little bit longer, you're going to get that roach order done. Oh, the rough order would be so easy too. There's just orders like crazy right now. 51.78. We are up to 1,800 silver. This is insane. Okay. Going really, really well. Sometimes you just hit the cafe orders perfectly. And now that we have Belaya, Mosquito, Winding, and you start thinking about hitting Bleak, rough orders, plus all the other things, it gets really nice really quick. All right, so we got to be level 16. We're about to hit level 16. This reel, we could afford one of them. You don't really want to go with just one. You want 2. Do we do this? The Pulsar 6000 is a 6000 reel. Technically, you could start with it at Hopper as well, but it's a little undersized. It's a little undersized. Is the Saber a 60? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Do we do that to troll, or we just skip that and go straight to something a little better? Gold 60s? No problem trolling Corey with gold 60s. Problem is they don't graduate to Volkov and Archie and stuff like that very well. But Corey, you're feeling really good about that, and then you can use them at Copper. But this is the real thing. Well, but I don't know. Hard to say. We're just going really well. Okay, as always, thanks for watching. Tight lines, everybody. I'll catch you next time.